Today we're going to talk about Jetboil Genesis, the base camp stove system. This is 2-burner, and I'm going to talk about why you should not spend any penny on this sucker. Now, the chances are you having one of these stoves in your camping setup is very high, regardless of you new to the camping or you been doing it for a while, like I am. Now, when I say this is a garbage product and don't buy or don't spend your hard-earned dollars on these ones, there is a reason. There's nothing to do with the stove itself. It's a great stove. By the looks of it, has the wind deflector built into it and it's relatively small and lightweight, but everything to do with the fuel that you're using. Have you ever had a time that you're trying to light this stove up late at night during the winter time or early in the morning to boil some water up? Or why is your bacon not crispy in the morning? Or why your water taking 2 months to boil? Or try to fire her up but wouldn't budge in. Before we go into the video, I want to talk about two things about these gas canisters. So this one is a butane gas cartridge and this one is a propane gas canister. Now, what's the difference between these two? Most of these tiny, cheap stoves take one of these suckers. You probably know this and why it's bad. Now, there is something called boiling point. These two have them. And this one boils at 0.5 Celsius. And this one boils at -42 Celsius. It will literally become gas inside. That's why when you're shaking in colder climates, this will feel like it's empty. There's nothing to shake because it's already vaporized. And that's how it's losing the pressure, and that's how you're not getting any ignition to the stove. Or literally, even if you got it, it will take 2 months to boil your water. On paper, this will output 8,000 BTU, but in colder climates with one of these inside of one of those ones, you're barely getting anything. So if you're an outdoorsy person, if you're going out in the winter, and if you're doing any winter camping or late night cooking, I think you should not get one of these stoves at all costs. If you're a serious outdoor enthusiastic person, I reckon you should go with one of these ones. Don't waste money on these bad boys. You can get a wide range of stoves, including Jetboil Genesis that we're going to talk about in a second. From here, it's pretty simple. So I'm going to unpack this Jetboil Genesis base camp setup, and then we're going to boil a ½ liter of water in these two, and we're going to time it, how long it's going to take to boil a ½ liter of water on the old school stove, and then we're going to boil the same amount of water on the Jetboil Genesis, and let's see which one takes the cake. Righto, Jetboil Genesis base camp system. So when you say system, they're adding a 5-liter pot and a pan and a lid and this beautiful carrying case. If you say Jetboil Genesis base camp, that's just a stove. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Now, I love this really nice bag. It's pretty cool, to be honest. And you have all the bits and pieces in this sort of the pocket, and you have the pan. It's relatively pretty big pan, to be honest. Pretty sure you can cook for 4 or 5 people, no worries whatsoever. And then this is the lid, and it has this strainer built into it. So let's say you're cooking some pasta or something, a noodle, you can drain it pretty easily with this one. And it has this lid top, pretty cool, that one as well. And then inside you have this pull tab up here, and that is your Jetboil Genesis. Pretty cool stove, very compact and incredibly, wouldn't say light, it's pretty heavy. It feels like 2.5 kilos. And by the way, the everything all together, that is about 4.5 kilos if you're conscious about the weight. Now, take these suckers out, and this is the 5-liter pot. And for the life of me, I don't know how to use this. By the way, this stove is not mine. I borrowed it from my mate, and I don't know how to use this. This is the wind deflector that comes with it. Well, now, I'm not kidding. This stove is today, 2024, retail for $600. That is a lot of money. Compared to this one, you can grab one of these easily $50. So when we're boiling water, we'll see if that $550 difference make a difference. And inside this pouch, you get this adapter. So this one is gonna go into your gas canister, propane canister, the good canister, and this end gonna go to this stove. Now, let's talk about the stove before we get into technical stuff. It's not the lightest stove, but it looks pretty nice, to be honest, and very, very compact. Now, from the bottom to top is about 120 millimeters, and across is about 250 millimeters. So it's pretty nifty size, I would say. I would just buy this as is, not with the Basecamp system. So when they say system, like I said, they're adding this stuff and the carrying case, and it's just JetBoil Genesis Basecamp is just this one, and of course the gas connector. Now, in order to open this sucker up, you got these two tabs, just one pull, two pulls, and there you go, just open like a book. Taking on and off the stove grate is pretty easy because you just have to push these two together, and there you go, there you have it. Now you have pretty good opening to clean this sucker up if you're cleaning it. Righto, now I'm gonna set this sucker up quickly up here. Just put that in there and turn, and get the gas canister and put that in there, turn. Now, dimensions without the gas canister is about 520 millimeters, and with the gas canister, I reckon it's about 710. Well, you need a fair bit of a space when you're setting this up on a bench or something. For me, it's taking half of my tailgate because it's a 2-burner stove. Why not? Check this out. This is something pretty special on this particular stove. 1 full turn, 2 full turns, 3 full turns, 4 full turns. Yeah, 4 full turns. Well, you might ask, what's the big deal with 4 full turns of this knob? Now, we call it the simmer control. So, check this out. This one has a half a turn. That's it. And if you're into cooking and if you want to simmer something for hours, I know which one I want. To make things fair and square, I'm not going to use the JetBoil Genesis Basecamp system. Instead of that, I'm using my trusty old pot. And this is titanium pot, and this can boil up to, I reckon, 1.5 liters of water. So I'm going to drop a half a liter of water, and then we're going to full send it and see which one comes up top. I'm going to put this bad boy in here. This one is lock and loaded, and I'm going to measure a half a liter of water. Well, that looks like a half a liter of water to me. So I'm going to pour this sucker in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I've got a bit of a stopwatch going on here. I'm going to crank her up, and then I'm going to time it. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Ooh, that's on. Start. 2 minutes and 35 seconds, and I'm gonna do a quick check of the temperature. 70 degrees and climbing up. 92, 93, righto, that's 100. Now it took us 4 minutes and 26 seconds to boil this half a liter of water on this titanium pot. Now, 4 minutes and 26 seconds to beat. I'm pretty sure it will beat by a massive margin. Now, let's rinse and repeat the same thing. I'm gonna cool it down with normal water, and then I'm gonna fill it back up, 500 milliliters of water, half a liter, and then we're gonna ignite this lighter up, and then we're gonna time it quick. Now, the surface is about 18 Celsius, what that means it's room temperature, and then there is no excessive heat on this one. I left it for a couple of minutes, and because it's titanium, it cools down pretty fast, and also it heats up pretty fast as well. Now, I'm gonna pour this 500 milliliters of water in here. Now, before you light up the stove, I'll show you how to light up the JetBoil Genesis Basecamp setup. So now, you got the simmer control knob, obviously. You're gonna turn it 3 times anti-clockwise. So here we go. 1, 2, and 3, there you go. And you should be hearing this gas escaping noise. It's a bit of a hissing sound. And then you just literally push this red tab out. 1, 2, 3. That's how you do it. 4 minutes and 20 seconds to beat. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Even I'm going to go all the way in. 4. Yeah, there you go. 1, 2, 3. Woo! 70 Celsius at 1 minute and 9 seconds. Two minutes and 34 seconds. Now, there you have it. 2 minutes and 34 seconds versus 4 minutes and 27 seconds. Just to boil half a liter of water. So this one is 8,000 BTU and this one is 10,000 BTU each. So not much of a difference when it's coming to the output, but believe me, when you're using this one in colder condition, it's not going to perform anywhere near that you experience here. Before I conclude the video, there is nothing wrong with these ones. If you're cooking during the summer and warm days like today, this should be absolutely fine. When it's come to colder climates, that's where these things start to struggle, and when you need the heat most, if you can't get heat out of it, and then you're in trouble. Now, if you hang around this much long, you might need to know what I think about these stoves. This is fantastic in every circumstances because it's very compact. If you are in a wagon where space is premium, this is a fantastic option to go with. And what I think about this is the build quality is fantastic. Do I want one? I don't need one at the moment, but if I had $600 lying around burning a hole in my pocket, I would definitely get one of these because it's a premium product, something that you can trust. Jetboil Genesis is a fantastic product. It has won few awards about this design, and there is few others on the market at the moment. Nature Hike's doing one, a foldable design similar to this one. I don't know how that works. I'll link that down in the description as well if you want to check it out. And yeah, and that's about it, I reckon. Thank you very much, Jeff, for lending me this. I hope you learned something today, and if you got any questions, just let me know and I'll try to get back to them as soon as I can. And see you around. Hey, hang on. Before you go, you don't really have to buy a Jetboil Genesis to work in colder climates. It's all about the fuel. As long as you get something to work with, a propane fuel canister, and you'll be sweet. Doesn't really have to spend $500, $600 on something fancy. Get a Coleman one or Bunnings Warehouse one.